A Step into the Past Volume 14 Chapter 2. Book 14 Chapter 02 Revisiting the Brothel. Xiang Xiaolong agilely leapt over the wall and landed in the Garden of Drunken Wind Brothel. It is 2 a.m. in the morning and the several entertainment buildings behind the main building are still lighted and filled with sounds of music and singing. Xiang Xiaolong took some time before he could determine the exact building Guanzongzi had hosted him earlier. Strangely, the building is still lighted. Xiang Xiaolong was perplexed, thinking that another batch of guests is now occupying their room. Curious, he took advantage of the shadows of the trees and bushes to creep nearer to the building. As silent as a mouse, he finally reached the perimeter of the building and hurriedly prone down with his heart thumping wildly. He was taken by surprise by several strong men guarding the main door, and he could recognize some of them to be Liu Bui's personal escorts. Is Liu Bui here? He peered harder into the darkness and noticed that the building was securely guarded by men in all 4 corners. Of course, they do not pose an obstacle to an elite soldier like him who can climb walls and swing from buildings. He scrutinized his surroundings and chose a tall tree besides the building. He stealthily shimmied up the tree and shot his grappling hook onto a roof tile. Once the rope is tightened, he carefully glided onto the roof and peeped into the building through one of the ventilation gaps. He was so completely overwhelmed by what he saw that his body turned cold immediately and he nearly fell off the roof. Under the illumination of the bright oil lamps, he saw Guanzongzi, Moao, brothel owner Wufu, Gian, and Dan Mimi analyzing the spilled wine under the table. Wufu sighed, "Mr. Mo is truly a genius. First, you advised me to use precious gifts to lower his guard, then we misled him that Mimi is going to poison him when the real culprit is Gian." Guanzongzi commented, "I am full of respect for Brother Mo's abilities. Now, that kid thought that he had managed to escape our poisoning and will lower his guard. What a thrilling outcome." The main door opened and a delighted Liu Bui strolled in arrogantly. As Xiang Xiaolong was totally flabbergasted at this revelation, Dan Mimi gracefully leaped into the arms of Liu Bui and cooed, "Mimi has scored a huge merit for Premier Liu. How do you plan to reward me?" Liu Bui hugged her slender waist before patting her hips and laughed, "1/4 a fine. Then let me serve you in bed tonight." Moao's hand snaked out and embraced Gian, adding, "1/4 a Premier must not forget our dear Gian." Without her skillful tongue, Xiang Xiaolong will not be tricked. Above them, Xiang Xiaolong was nearly fainting. How he wished he can jump straight down and slaughter all of them at once. Heaven! There is a poison pill in his stomach now. He had no knowledge of surgery and his death is imminent. Still embracing Dan Mimi, Liu Bui walked over to the spilled wine and took a closer look. He chortled, "1/4 a Xiang Xiaolong, even with your intelligence, you are only good enough to be my puppet. You made a mistake when you thought you have discarded the poisoned wine. When the poison takes effect, you will die an unexplainable death." Xiang Xiaolong had a brainwave and saw a ray of hope. If the pill is stuck in his throat, he can still survive. Guanzongzi remarked, "1/4 a Miss Mimi's performance is brilliant. I am almost convinced by your acting too." Liu Bui leaned forward and kissed her tightly on the lips, making her squirm and aroused. Guanzongzi clapped Wufu's shoulder and smiled, "1/4 a when everything is over, Boss Wu will surely be promoted to a high official post." Wufu gave his thanks and worriedly asked, "Is there a chance that he may spit the pill out?" Leaning on Moao, Gian assured, "1/4 a boss can put your mind at ease. The pill is very sticky and if not for his tongue entering my mouth, I will not be able to feed him the pill too." Moao revealed, "The weakness of the pill is that it sticks to the bottom of the wine cup. Otherwise, little Yan need not feed him with your tongue and let him take advantage of you." Guanzongzi laughed, "1/4 a he only took a little advantage. The big advantage will be taken by you tonight." All the men laughed while the ladies protested. Xiang Xiaolong was in a state of panic. He could not wait to leave and remove the pill from his throat. What an excellent plan! In the midst of all the kissing, he was intoxicated and did not realize that it was a kiss of death. He was too careless and did not anticipate his opponent to guess that he knows Dan Mimi's background. His earlier antics looked so ridiculous now. Lu Bue smiled. A1/4 the night is painfully short. Mr. Mo should retire to Gian's room and serve her well for her hard work. He faced Wu Fu and added A1/4 you have done well. I will see to your reward. Laughing, he left with Dan Mimi still his in arms. Xiang Xiaolong groaned loudly. From his open mouth, Teng Yi used a pair of bronze clippers to extract a black pill and put it on a plate. The pill is extremely small and it is about the size of a housefly. Besides him, Tao Feng, Jing Jun, Pu Buletin, Lu Chao, etc. sighed with relief at the close shave. Xiang Xiaolong's throat was scrapped and he could not say anything for the time being. Teng Yi raised the pill to eye level and everyone clustered around to have a closer look. Jing Jun viciously demanded A1/4 what can we do to put this pill in Moao's throat? Xiang Xiaolong cleared his throat and spoke in a hoarse voice, if this pill is put in a wine cup, it will stick to the bottom. However, it did not happen to King Xiaoyan's bowl of medicine. Tao Feng happily exclaimed, in this case, we can find out the recipe and use the same herbs but improve on its stickiness. Once we can make it stick only upon reaching the throat, it will be a piece of cake to kill Moao. The recipe can be preserved for other uses too. Teng Yi was shaken and glanced at Xiang Xiaolong. They thought of Tu Xian and shook their heads at the same time. If Tu Xian can poison Moao without any difficulty, Moao will be dead long ago. Pu Buletin interceded, even if we can improve the stickiness, it is still insufficient. How can we convince him to drink it in the first place? Xiang Xiaolong concluded, let's act according to circumstances. I will carry the pill at all times and poison him whenever possible. It is late. Let's have some rest to have enough stamina to face Moao's devilish schemes tomorrow. Second brother and little June must be especially alert. Everyone agreed in unison and retired to their respective bedrooms. Back at his own chamber, Xiang Xiaolong was reminded of Ji Yanran and his other pretty wives. Deep in thought, he was abruptly disturbed by a shrill voice, Master is back. Xiang Xiaolong turned around in surprise and saw Zhou Wei lying on one side of his bed. Her clothes are slightly ruffled and she must have been sleeping before he came into the room. Staring at her tempting figure, Xiang Xiaolong was agonized. Since the deaths of Zhao Qian and the maids, he was mentally tormented and spent a year in living hell. Moreover, he was discouraged at his lack of success in battling Lu Bue. He no longer wished to add the burden of new relationships to his existing heavy load. That is the same way he feels about Qinqing and Ying Ying. He may have promised the Chongping brothers to Wu Ying Ying, but it is an obligation and not resulting from his true passion. Additionally, he is not confident of winning her from Guanzongzi. Presently, Zhou Wei is giving him the biggest headache. From her characteristics, Xiang Xiaolong deduced that she is a stubborn girl with plenty of self-respect. She will either love him or hate him to the core. Fortunately, their relationship is just starting out and he can still worm his way out. He coughed, it is so late and you should go back to sleep. Zhou Wei got up and paid her respects to him. She proceeded to gently undress his cloak and cheerfully replied, I slept already and am very energetic now. Master Tao has assigned a rear room for me. Shall I help you take a shower? By the time she finished speaking, her two cheeks have turned completely red. Xiang Xiaolong lamented secretly that he is truly lacking the company of his wives and his earlier brothel experience has aroused his 5exual desire. If he agrees to her company, he will have to bear with the consequences. But if he rejects her, would she be extremely offended? Luckily, just as Zhou Wei is beginning to undress him further, footsteps were heard. Astounded, Xiang Xiaolong turned his head and saw Jing Jun. Stunned, he exclaimed, Little Jun. What is so urgent? Jing Jun is still under the impression that Zhou Wei is Zhou Liang's wife and stared at her suspiciously. Xiang Xiaolong instructed Zhou Wei to retreat into her own room and asked again, "What is going on?" Jing Jun watched Zhou Wei as she left and inquired, "What is she doing here?" Xiang Xiaolong explained their sibling relationship and Jing Jun's eyes lit up and sighed, "Third brother is a blessed man. If she dresses up and apply makeup, her beauty will surpass the Tian sisters." Xiang Xiaolong was inspired and asked Jing Jun to take a seat before smiling, "Is little Jun interested in her?" Jing Jun seriously answered, "Third brother must be kidding. I will not dare to compete with you for her affections." Xiang Xiaolong was pleased, "She is not my woman yet. If you are keen, you can try wooing her. I do not mind at all but instead will be grateful towards you." Jing Jun was overjoyed, "Hey! I shall give it a try. I am much better with girls now." Xiang Xiaolong decided, "It is settled then. Why are you not sleeping and came all the way here to look for me?" Jing Jun inquired, "Can third brother participate in an expedition with your injured leg?" Xiang Xiaolong responded, "As long as it is not a fight, I should be fine." "What bright ideas do you have?" Jing Jun whispered, "There is 4 hours from now till daybreak. If we want to kill Moao, this is the best opportunity." Xiang Xiaolong frowned, "Moao is heavily protected with his own escorts in addition to Lu Bui's escorts. How can we kill him?" Jing Jun detailed, "Of course we cannot resort to force. I am familiar with Drunken Wind Brothel's layout and I know the location of the bedrooms of Dan Mimi and Gian. If we can slip in and force the pill down Moao's throat, we can turn the tables and wait for him to die an unexplainable death. Wouldn't that be great?" Xiang Xiaolong excitedly cried, "What's the plan?" Jing Jun opened his palm and displayed a twig that was about 3 inches long. He proudly proclaimed, "This is a twig from the tree of slumber. When it is lighted, anyone who breathes in the fumes will start to fall asleep. Anyone already asleep will fall into deeper sleep that he will not be awakened even if he is being slapped. Does third brother understand now?" Xiang Xiaolong thought it over and agreed, "You better inform second brother. If we leave him out of this fun, he will give us a terrible scolding." With their climbing skills, the 3 brothers slipped into the Drunken Wind brothel noiselessly and hid within the vegetation. Beyond the trees, bright lights can still be seen. The experienced Jing Jun explained, "There are 4 chambers in the building within the bamboo clusters ahead. They house the 4 great beauties of Drunken Wind brothel who are Dan Mimi, Yang Yu, Gian, and Bailey. Gian's chamber is the left one at the back of the building. Once we can get through the bamboo plants, there is a chance we can slip inside. If I remember correctly, there are some cinnamon trees near the building which is a good place to hide." Teng Yi frowned, "If Lu Bue is in there too, security will be extra tight. A cluster of bamboo plants is harder to infiltrate compared to normal trees. If there is someone guarding the entrances and exits of the bamboo clusters, how can we slip in?" Xiang Xiaolong asked, "Is there another alternative?" Jing Jun bitterly smiled, "It is completely surrounded by bamboo and thus, it is named the Secret Bamboo Rendezvous. Once we can pass the obstacle, Moao is as good as dead." Footsteps can be heard as 2 family warriors walked towards them. They seemed to be leading the way with the lanterns they carried and were chatting happily. The 3 men quietened down and strained their ears to eavesdrop on their conversation. The first man started, "The 4 great beauties truly live up to their reputations. Even our master Guan is tempted and is spending the night in Yang Yu's room." The second man replied, "I heard the last one is Bailey. I wonder if she has an overnight guest. If not, we can have some fun with her." The first man sighed, "Can you afford her? I heard that she may not even accompany you even if you have money." When they have traveled out of earshot, Xiang Xiaolong was inspired and revealed, "Bailey should be accompanying Han Chuang. We can use him to pass through the bamboo clusters." Before he could finish speaking, a group of people are walking towards them from another building. Han Chuang and Bailey could be seen among them. Teng Yi anxiously exclaimed, "How can we avoid being identified by Bailey?" This group of people has walked down a garden path and is led by 2 pretty maids carrying lanterns. Behind the maids are 4 of Han Chuang's family warriors, followed by the lecherous Han Chuang caressing and hugging Bailey. Behind them are another 8 personal escorts. Witnessing this, Xiang Xiaolong was at a loss. Jing Jun suddenly whispered to Teng Yi, "Bailey does not know who you are." Xiang Xiaolong had a brainwave, second brother can masquerade as Prince Dan's subordinate. Han Chuang just had a drink with him. By now, Han Chuang's party has walked past their hiding place and are walking down the straight path leading into the bamboo clusters. Teng Yi removed his sword and gathered his courage. He rushed out to the path and hailed, "Marquis, please hold your step. Prince Dan has instructed me to pass you a message." Han Chuang's party stopped walking and the personal escorts revealed a threatening look on their faces. Teng Yi strode towards him. Although he is unarmed, everyone stared at him with suspicions and their hands are on their sword hilts. Han Chuang released Bailey from his hold and coldly snorted, "What does Prince Dan wants to say to me?" Teng Yi knew that Han Chuang's men will not allow him to get close to their master. He stopped walking and bowed, "I am Prince Dan's right General Long Shan. Has Marquis Han forgotten about me already?" Long Shan is Teng Yi's fictitious name during their Handan City mission. Han Chuang was stunned for a while and came to realize the hidden meaning. He laughed, Yes. I remember you. General, please forgive me for not recognizing you earlier in the dim environment." He faced Bailey and ordered, "Please return to your room first. I will join you shortly." Bailey is not the least suspicious. She reminded Han Chuang to be quick and sauntered off. Under Han Chuang's cover, the 3 men disguised as his followers and passed through the heavily fortified bamboo clusters safely. They arrived at a cinnamon tree which separates Gian's chamber from Bailey's chamber. Han Chuang winked at them and began to climb the stairs. 2 of Bailey's maids stepped forward to entertain them. Xiang Xiaolong, Jing Jun, and Teng Yi are afraid to be recognized by the maids. They had made earlier arrangements with the other subordinates of Han Chuang. 2 of the escorts hurriedly dragged the 2 maids into another room and love-making sounds can be heard after a short while. With the other escorts acting as a lookout, the 3 men climbed up the cinnamon tree and reached the roof of Gian's chamber. Sounds of snoring can be heard from within. Jing Jun is the most agile among them. He slipped into the room via a window and Moao's snoring is replaced by sounds of heaving breathing. Xiang Xiaolong signaled Teng Yi to stay on the roof while he somersaulted into the room. Jing Jun was squatting beside the bed and signaled that everything is under control. Xiang Xiaolong was delighted and joined him. With an oil lamp providing some light, Jing Jun has forced open Moao's mouth. Xiang Xiaolong quickly retrieved the poison pill and used the bronze clippers to insert it into his throat. When the pill is securely stuck in place, they tried to leave but were interrupted by footsteps outside the door. Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun were terrified. They stepped over the 2 sleeping bodies and hid themselves in a dark corner between the bed and the wall. Heavy knocking is heard and a man shouted from outside, "Master Mo. Premier Lu is looking for you." Moao and Gian naturally did not respond. Xiang Xiaolong knows about the workings of the human anatomy. He pinched Moao heavily at the base of his foot. Fortunately, Jing Jun did not use a heavy dose of the slumber fumes. Awakened by the sharp pain, Moao was roused from his sleep. The man shouted again, "Master Mo." Moao was in a daze as he just woke up. "What is going on?" he shouted back. The man replied, "Premier Lu has received urgent news and is waiting downstairs for Master Mo. Ai. Even Master Guan is waiting too." Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun were horrified. If Moao notices them, they will be doomed. Suddenly, Lu Bue's voice is heard outside the door, "We are waiting for you at the external hall." Moao shoved Gian but she did not respond. He pinched her white breasts for some time before putting on his clothes and casually stepping out of the room. Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun were elated. They quickly trailed him and eavesdropped outside the room. Lu Bue began, I just got word that the short-lived Xiang Xiaolong went to find Su Xian and they chatted for 2 hours before he returned back to the Wu residence. HNG. Does Mr. Mo think they will try any tricks? Moao is still under the effects of the slumber fumes and his head is still spinning. He remarked, I think I drank too much and my head is in pain. Guanzongzi advised, Brother Mo should drink some tea to calm your nerves. Sounds of water pouring and drinking can be heard. From the sounds he heard, Xiang Xiaolong deduced that only Lu Bue, Moao, and Guanzongzi are present. After some time, Lu Bue questioned, Is Mr. Mo confident that the poison will act up on the last day of the hunting fair? Without the rebellion of Lord Jailing, we will be the chief suspect if he dies. Moao took a deep breath and replied, Premier Lu can put your mind at ease. I have tried the same poison on several other men and I am confident of the timing. Guanzongzi smiled, without Xiang Xiaolong, they will be in chaos. We are well prepared to send the Crown Prince and Empress over the river first. When it is Lu Gong and Su Xian's turn, we will make the bridge collapse and assassinate them underwater. It will be a clean job and no one will suspect us. Lu Bue brought up, I am concerned that Xiang Xiaolong and Su Xian will act first in the first 2 days. When that happens, we will be at a disadvantage. Moao confidently assured, Relax. As long as they are not sure about Lord Jailing's ambush, they will not attack us and make it easy for Lord Jailing. I doubt they have the guts anyway. Lu Bue sighed, the Crown Prince is another issue. He still does not know he is my own flesh and blood. AI. It is all because of that B1TCH Zhuji. I have told her numerous times to clarify this with him but she flatly refuses. She is also unwilling to make me the regent of Qin. HNG. Lao Ai is such a useless bum. Guanzongzi suggested, I think Xiang Xiaolong is the main reason that Empress does not fully submit to Premier. Moao sniggered, I have a secret plan to make her happy and make you the regent at the same time. The two eavesdroppers Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun were excited and curious to know about his plan. At the same time, they have to admire Moao's quick thinking. Lu Bue was pleased and asked for the details. Moao smiled, you must let Empress feel that you and Xiang Xiaolong are no longer enemies to make her submit fully to you. Guanzongzi was slightly irritated, is Brother Mo suggesting that we let Lu Niangrong marry him? Moao smiled, don't tell me Brother Guan is jealous of a man with only 3 days left to live. Moao explained in a low voice, Premier Lu can invite Empress to announce the wedding plans for Third Mistress and Xiang Xiaolong. At the same time, to promote Premier to Regent. When these two matters are carried out together, it indicates that if Empress allows Premier to be promoted, Premier will sacrifice his favorite daughter to guarantee the safety of Xiang Xiaolong. In these circumstances, Empress will relent in order to protect Xiang Xiaolong. Of course, Lao Ai needs to put in some effort too. Xiang Xiaolong has no idea what is the difference between a regent and a prime minister, but it should be a post of authority that will slowly diminish Xiao Pan's right of rule. Guanzongzi did not object any further. Lu Bue cheered, this is a brilliant plan. Zongzi. I have to bother you to persuade Niangrong. She only listens to you. When she pretended to kick up a fuss as you instructed, even Xiang Xiaolong was fooled. Xiang Xiaolong realized that Lu Niangrong's tantrum and marriage rejection was all a ploy and could not help but feel extremely hateful. Since she is such a vicious woman, he need not show her any mercy or pity in the future. As Jing Jun suggested, he should toy with her and it is as good as delivering a blow to Lu Bue and Guanzongzi. Lu Bue concluded, so it shall be decided then. The sky is brightening soon. Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun dared not loiter any further and slipped away in the blink of an eye. Under such unexpected circumstances, they actually managed to gather such crucial intelligence. Now, the game will be played differently.